So lads, it's early in the morning right now. It's very, very early in the morning. As in early in the morning as in it's 7:30 in the morning. I have not slept. I have just watched the Slovenia-Germany game. I have just watched the Spain and USA game. I'm going to go and sleep about 2 hours after this game. I'm going to go and watch France versus Italy. And I'm probably going to watch... It's 1 p.m, isn't it? My time? The Australia versus Argentina game, 1 p.m. my time. I'm probably going to stay up and watch that. Then we get on to the 2K content. So, we're going to be making this video right here. And it's going to be about the Olympics. I'm probably going to title this, because I don't want to title everything about Luka Doncic. Because, in fairness, today wasn't all about Luka Doncic. But it's probably going to be titled something like Team USA have figured it out. Have they? Maybe. Like, they went on a big run. And then Spain, like, I legitimately had people telling me on Twitter that this Spain team was playing exceptionally well. No, Rubio played exceptionally well. This Spain team played terribly today. Don't get me wrong. Hernan Gomez caught boards. Rodriguez played well. Rubio played well. Victor Claver could not make a layup. Usman Garuba is going to be a really good player. Should not be on the floor in an Olympic quarterfinal right now. He could be good, man. His defense is good. His offense is lacking. The Gasol brothers, I don't know what the hell was wrong with them. But Willy Hernan Gomez is the only big man doing anything for Spain. But yeah, let's go and I'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. But we have got Slovenia versus Germany right here. So this game was an interesting one. So to start off the game, obviously, Slovenia went on a big early run. And then in the second quarter, Germany just took over. This guy right here, Maudo Low, he had 11 points. But man, he cooked them. He cooked them in that second quarter. Mo Wagner hit a couple of shots. And suddenly they were back in the lead. Oh my god, I just saw number 19's name. But suddenly they were back in the lead. But again, Slovenia pulled it out to be 7 points ahead at halftime. And then the start of the third quarter, they went on a bit of a run. They obviously went on a big run. The fourth, this was not a 24-point game. But Slovenia looked comfortable for a while. But man, this Slovenia team is looking good. It's looking good. That Zoran Dragic fella, we got Goran's evil brother, Zoran. He balled. He balled out. He absolutely balled out, lads. And his celebration after hitting a shot up 20 is the stuff of legends. I'm trying to bring it up. Gonna bring it up on screen right now. His celebration is the stuff of legends, lads. After hitting a shot, they were up 20. They're hitting a shot up 20. This is the stuff of legends. Zoran called game. That's all I can say. Zoran Dragic called game. But this game was a fun game to watch. Like, Vlado Cancar did not play well at all. And again, 1 of 2 from the field. And they still managed to win. Like, Luka, it took Luka really till the second half to find any sort of a shooting rhythm. A few good things in the first half. But, man, just everything with Luka, his passing is just crazy. On 3 different occasions, he literally threw a pass where he drove middle, went up for a layup, and then knew that Toby was going to be on top of the 3-point line and just chucked it. Didn't even look, just chucked it behind his head. He hit Mike Toby with 2 of them passes. He hit another one where he had someone back down on the right block, fading over his left shoulder, while in the air for his jump shot, changed mid-jump shot, threw an over-the-head skip pass like a freaking bullet directly into the shooter's pocket, bang, 3. Like, they've got shooters as well. Like, they have got shooters as well. Like, Toby obviously can hit some shots. Blazic can hit shots. And, man, I'm telling you, this Slovenia team, I think that the USA beat them just because the USA can throw so many bodies at Luka Doncic. Actually, no, I thought that previously. But, man, the USA could not stop Ricky Rubio. So I'm not that confident in them stopping Luka Doncic. But now we are on to the big game, the Spain versus USA game. It says here that Spain win the third quarter by 6. Yeah, nah, this game, there were a few stages that really changed this game. So it was a tie game at halftime with Spain up by 11 points. or up by. Well, they were technically up by. Were they even up by double digits in the end? I think they went up 11, but it was a 2-pointer that counts as a 3. Or it was a 3-pointer that they called and they went back on it. But then I think pretty sure USA hit a 3-pointer right after that, and that kind of took a little momentum away from them. But like early on in the game, it was literally a case of, if you watch the game, outside of Ricky Rubio, actually Spain did hit a couple of shots in the first half. So at the start of the game, USA pull away. Ricky Rubio single-handedly brings them back into the game. They take Ricky Rubio out of the game. And at the start of the second quarter, this was Spain's offense. They would dribble the ball past the halfway line. I wish that I could, again, show some of these clips. They had 2 big men, or they had a guard and a big, setting like a horn screen. They would run off the guard, who would then walk off the big, who would then come off a back screen. And whatever way it happened, all of a sudden, within 10 seconds of the offense, it was now all of USA's 2 bigs, whatever bigs they had on the floor, guarding the point guards, and Dame Lillard or Drew Holiday guarding Willie Hernan-Gomez standing under the basket, which meant that Spain had free reign to chuck up shots, because every shot they missed was getting rebounded by Willie, which was kind of crazy. And the third quarter happened basically every single time. This was how the third quarter kind of started off. USA would go down, hit a 3. Spain came down, Claver missing an open layup. USA would hit another shot. They'd give Claver another open layup. He'd miss it. Claver, I think, missed 4 wide open layups in this game. And that could have changed it all. Obviously, 14-point game again. USA pulled away at the end. It doesn't really matter. It was an 8-point game with like 3 minutes to go. So let's not look too much into the final score. This was a close game all the way through. But the USA went and had like a 14-point lead. Spain brought it back to 4 points. So Spain had all the momentum. USA brought it out a little bit. A huge 3-pointer from Dame Lillard, who had been shocking the whole game. But in the end, obviously USA pulled away. A huge possession was Jason Tatum. They're up by 8. The ball's rolling around the rim. Tatum realizes after about a half a second, oh, I can knock this away. Slaps it off the rim, runs right down, steps into a 3-point shot, bang, 11-point game. Those are the type of plays that are going to win and lose a game. So fair play to the USA team for making those plays. And I'm going to say is right now, this Spain team, it's a pity. Like, it's kind of sad. It's a sad one for me because, again, I grew up watching what is the second greatest international basketball team of all time. And I know people are going to say, oh, Argentina won the 2004 Olympics. I mean, fair enough. Like, that's in terms of achievement, yeah. But like this Spain team, runner-up in 2 Olympics, bronze medal in another, 2 world championships to go alongside that. I think they have 3 Euro baskets with this same core group of players being led by Rudy Fernandez with Pau Gasol. Those guys have been in the team. Marc Gasol, Rubio since 2008. And then obviously some new players in there. But like Sergio Yui's been there for the longest time. Sergio Rodriguez is 36. Rudy Fernandez is 36. Claver has been there for quite a while. And then you've got some of the young players coming through. It's no offense, they're not what the golden generation were. This team is, it's going to be sad because this was when I've had so many great memories of watching this team. And so many people are going crazy on Twitter being like, oh, you just support every team that's against the USA. Yeah, and there's kind of a reason for that because I always watch Eurobasket all the time. I watch all the World Cups and all these other countries, their teams stay roughly the same. I've been watching Pau Gasol for all these USA teams or for all these Spain teams. I've been watching Patty Mills, Dellavedova since 2012 with Australia. Anyone who's a fan of international basketball has been watching these teams play for so many years. They don't just watch the group of players USA get together. But one thing I will say is that USA picked it up in the second half. They picked it up big time on the defensive end. Whereas I was saying the first half, literally it was a case of them walking through. They were literally just walking and suddenly we're getting switches on everything. USA stopped switching everything, which was one of probably the smartest things they could have done. Switching everything was not going to work against big men. Switching everything is probably not going to work against Luka Doncic either. Because what was ending up happening was they would switch a couple of times. They would hit the low post and then a dive down from the high post or a backcut layup. They would hit the high post, dump it into the low post layup. They were doing a lot of that type of stuff. USA were very lucky that Claver could not make score open layups. Like, Levert had 8 points, 3 of 6 in the field. All three, no, it's not even 3 open layups. But his misses were all open layups. I remember very specifically, he had an open layup he missed at the end of the third, and the end of the second, and he missed 2 wide open layups at the start of the third. So, like, America got kind of lucky with that in the first half. But they came out firing in the second half. Their defense was on point. Their rotations were better. Their communication still needs a lot of work on the defensive end, but that's going to happen. They were diving on loose balls. They were making hustle plays. Drew Holiday, clearly the second best player on this team. Damian Lillard with 11 points. He's struggling. Levine is hitting pretty much everything he's taking. Tatum stepped up. Booker did okay. But there's a clear hierarchy. Kevin Durant is their best player. Their next best player is Drew Holiday. And then the rest of these guys are just there to play a role. I don't like Dame on the floor because he's a huge mismatch. Especially most of the time they play him with Drew. And it's very, very easy for the other team's big men to get switches with the way America play defense. And Dame is really a liability in that situation. I'd much rather see them play with Levine instead of Dame. But again, they're not going to do it. They might win anyway. But Kevin Durant offensively, especially in that third quarter, stepped up big time. The others all stepped up. They weren't missing shots. Like, they were hitting shots that they were missing against France. And honestly, they're getting there. They're getting there. And the one thing is that I don't think you can really question the effort of these players. They're diving on loose balls. They are making hustle plays. There were a lot of big plays made in that game. There were a lot of big hustle plays made in that game, and not only from the Spain team. So you can no longer question that. There's still a lot of situations where people, I think, are saying that they're not working hard enough, but in reality, they're just switching off because it's just due to a lack of familiarity. They're not there's a lot of times where it's evident they're just either not calling screens. Two people are going to one player. They're missing a lot of things, but like, that's going to happen when players aren't used to playing with each other. But they're starting to get it, and they're going to be tough to beat. They're going to be very, very tough to beat. This Spain team is their easiest team on their route to the final. I'm just putting that out there. I get it. They were the World Cup champions. I get it. Rubio had one of the best games of his career with 38 points, 4 of 7 from 3, 8 of 8 from the line. Even though he, funnily enough, was minus 23 when he was on the floor. He had one of the best games of his career. Like, a lot of people think Spain played exceptionally well, or that this Spain team is the 2012 team, the 2008 team. It's not. Like, a lot of people thought that the Spain team was pretty much done after 2014 when they struggled. It looked pretty decent at the last Olympics. They actually ran USA closer than this. They only lost to the USA team by 6 points in the last Olympics. It was by 14 in this one. So yeah, the Spain team is not all it's cut out to be. It's not the 2012 Spain team. It's not the 2008 Spain team. It's definitely not either of those teams. But it's going to be a very, very tough semi-final against... It's probably going to be Australia. Can't see Argentina winning. But you never know. But it's going to be very difficult against Australia. A team that over the last few years have had USA's number. Australia won the last 2 games against them. And then in 2016, Australia were thereabouts with them quite a lot of the way. So, yeah, it was... And that's going to be a very tough game. And then for Slovenia, playing against France is going to be very, very difficult. I think Slovenia... I think France are going to give you... If it ends up being a USA in the final, I think France are going to give them more trouble. But I also think Slovenia beat France. Because they can kind of... Slovenia expose Gobert more than anyone else. Because, again, Slovenia have the big man. They have the big man, Mike Tobey. The American Mike Tobey, undrafted, playing for Valencia. Never even got cut in preseason. Man, get Mike Tobey out to Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban. Get Mike Tobey. Like, you better go and get Goran Dragic, who you're trying to get. But you better fill out your roster with Goran Dragic, Mike Tobey, and Zoran Dragic. You know what you're doing, you're filling your roster with that. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are the 2 games that were on tonight. I'm going to go sleep for about an hour. I'm going to watch the game, and then I'm going to again sleep for another hour, watch the game. Because... guys, you guys know I don't really have much better to do with my life right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it. A very, very interesting day of basketball. Some kind of weird decisions, especially for Spain deciding to go small ball at the end of the game. I don't really get it because like that was basically like throwing in the towel when it was still a ball game. But at the end of the day, look, it is what it is. So, let me know what you guys thought. Leave it in the comments about the game, whether you guys enjoy this video or not. And have USA figured it out? Maybe. They look better. I'm not even sure they look better than they did against France. They look better than they did against Nigeria and Australia. That's for sure. So that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.